But some hard truths we need to tell Governor Wike this morning, and I hope he's listening to it. And I'd like to ask him a question. If Atiku Abubakar had made him a running mate, will he have continued with the G5 movement? And that's a question Governor Wike is not ready to answer. Because this was the same man that went through the PDP primaries. He said he was going to take and accept any result that comes out. It was going to work. And he was a prime favorite to nick the position of vice presidential running mate to Atiku Abubakar. That's it.
It is good to make an impact in the life of people. Forget about these hungry noisemakers on the road. When the time comes, we'll know who is in charge or who is not in charge. I don't know whether you understand what I tell you. There's a time for everything. There is time to plant. There is time to harvest. We have no time for politics. There's no time for anybody to say, I'm for this, I'm for that. We have not reached that time. When the time will reach, we will know who is there, who. If he didn't dare, he didn't dare. If you like, abuse me as you want. If you like, employ everybody in social media. Let me tell you, I've never bothered myself one day to know who's abusing me, who's not abusing me. When I go to work, I feel satisfied. I go back home. I ask my friends, do we have good whiskey? Is there any good champagne? Let's go sit down. Let's enjoy our life. So, politics will come. We did not contest election based on social media. We contested election talking to the people listening to us and believing in us. My dear people of Ghana, particularly the better people, I don't play politics because you're in this party, you're in the other party, and then you avoid friendship. No. Party will come and go. Friendship will remain. I have no regret when I stood by with my colleagues and friends that this is the period the presidency must go to the south. There was nothing that was not offered. I said no. Now that you have taken, let these other people take.
Right, Governor Wike is never out of the news. At least one thing we must talk about the fact is that he always finds a way to be in the news.
And don't be deceived by what he's saying. He's bothered about what they're saying about him. When people say it doesn't hurt me, it really hurts them. It's reverse psychology. I mean, we know that game being played. But some hard truths we need to tell Governor Wike this morning, and I hope he's listening to it. And I'd like to ask him a question. If Atiku Abubakar had made him a running mate, will he have continued with the G5 movement? And that's a question Governor Wike is not ready to answer. Because this was the same man that went through the PDP primaries. He said he was going to take and accept any result that comes out. It was going to work. And he was a prime favorite to nick the position of vice presidential running mate to Atiku Abubakar. Once that didn't happen, all hell was let loose. We can't keep having politicians that feel that it must be my way every time. Exactly what is playing out in Rivers State. Yeah, he's saying you're going to know who is the true person in Rivers State and all of that, politics. But why did he have to call President Tinubu to intervene? He will have sorted out Rivers in his own way. And they forced Fubara to sign a document against his own, which we will call political suicide. So you see, the thing about politicians, number one, they think they're larger than life. They think it's all about them. But really, life is more than what they think all the time. This is a man that claims he's still a member of the party, PDP, but destroyed his party because things didn't go his way. And that's why I put that question to him. If he had been made the running mate of Atiku Abubakar in the election, would he have continued with the G5? Don't get me wrong. I know the arguments about presidency coming to the South. And we were in support of it. A lot of people felt it was a right argument because after 8 years of Muhammadu Buhari, it's just good for there to be a balance. But destroying your own party, going against the will of your own party, and now you're saying time will tell who calls the shots in Rivers State. But when there was a little skirmish, you had to take the president to intervene. We all saw the shenanigan that went on in the House. And that's the greatest question I've got to ask him this morning. He should answer that question. Because you see, and the people must not be deceived that politicians only play politics when it suits them. But when it doesn't suit them, they go up in arms. So, he has the right to say whatever he wants to say. He's tough. He's reaching out to his base. He's rallying to his base. But the thing about politics, they should also understand this. There are seasons in politics, just like there are seasons in life. And he should be careful, because today, Rivers State is topsy-turvy.
Well, this is just a battle of who has political might, political strength, political power, and in his words, who is in charge of politics in Rivers State. I think it speaks quite a bit in terms of the character of both individuals involved in this. Governor Fuba, whatever his game plan is, has been consistent in saying that he was going to pursue peace, and his language and messaging, I would say, is quite right. It's quite good in terms of trying to, even though it might not be totally, it's still questionable, ensure that he's putting the people first or at the fore of his actions, saying that he was willing to make certain sacrifices for the good of the people of Rivers State. On the other hand, former Governor Wike is all about how his own structures, his own politics, who is in charge. It's very self-serving and unfortunately very self-centered. And so you see the way that politics is being played, and where you have talks like this, power talks like this, maybe not just to inspire the people who are watching, but to inspire himself. It reminds me, Rufai, of a boxing match, where before the boxing match, the both contenders come out and say that, I will finish him, I will kill him. The talk is more for themselves, more than for their opponents, just to give themselves some form of self-confidence, which I believe was part of what he had done. This happened over the weekend when he went to visit one of the APC chieftains in Rivers State. So it means that he's moving in and out quite freely. Some people have suggested that Governor Fuba should run him out of town and show indeed who is calling the shots. I think for me, deducing out of everything that's just happened is the body language of both men. One, speaking consistently about pursuing peace in interest of the people, and the other consistently speaking about how he is in charge, how he must protect his structure, how he must work what is best for himself. At the end of the day, Nigerians will make their decision, or Rivers people will decide who out of the two men they would want to be in charge, as former Governor Wike had mentioned. We had said it a number of times that we don't think the Rivers State issue has come to an end by any means. It's just a series, the end of one series, we're unfolding the next series perhaps, because he has gone into Governor Fuba's turf and almost challenged him to come back into the ring to decide who is in charge in Rivers State. The drama continues.